So I got quite a few responses for what you guys wanted my video to be about, and a lot of them had to do with, like leadership stuff, which I totally expected because that's what I kind of wrote down. So, this is probably going to be a few videos. So, this is part one of leadership advice, I guess. Okay. Since a lot of people ask what to expect when you're in leadership, I guess I'll do that first. I actually wrote things down this time, so yeah. Alright. What to expect when you're in leadership. Leadership sucks. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it for you. Leadership sucks. Leadership is mainly like the whole leadership team type thing. Leadership is mainly for college. It looks really, really good on college applications. So if you write in your college application that you were a section leader, or you were a captain, or you were a drum major even, it looks really, really good. That's the main reason bands have leadership. But in all actuality, leadership sucks. Leading is fantastic. Leading is so much fun, but leadership itself sucks. I mean, for one, people look up to you, And I guess a lot of people like that. A lot of people like it when others look up to them, and it makes them feel like fantastic, But what kind of person do you want them to see? Okay, so for example, let's say you look up to someone, right? Someone in band. You're a freshman, and you look up to a senior. You're a senior drum major, okay? Head drum major. Best person ever, nicest person ever, really gets the band going, knows their stuff, is always on time, always really good with the band, and the senior goes to a party and gets completely drunk, drives their car, grabs their keys, puts in the ignition, drives their car and hits someone. They die. I mean, that's an extreme, crazy extreme. But that happens. Then what? What are you looked at as? Who do you want them to look up to? You have to watch every little thing that you do. You are always being watched. Always. And sometimes that sucks. I mean, it can be awesome, having people look up to you. It's a fantastic feeling. I have people on my blog who look up to me. I've never talked to them in my life, and they'll tell me, they'll be like, oh, I really look up to you as a drum major, or something like that. It's a fantastic feeling. But at the same time, you know all the things that you've done wrong. You know all the things that you do wrong. You just have to watch what you do, because you are always being watched. Always. And keep that in mind next time you decide to do something really stupid, because people look up to you. I mean, people want to be you. And if you're not a good person or something, I mean, it doesn't even have to be if you're a good person or a bad person. You're always being watched. Just really watch what you do. I mean, people really, really like you when you're on leadership. They really look up to you. They aspire to act like you as a section leader sometime. They aspire to act like a captain like you, or a drum major, or something, another form of leadership that your band has. They want to be like you. Just watch. That's all I can really say. Stress. Like I said, leadership sucks. You are always going to be stressed out. Always. Especially if you're on high leadership. If you are a drum major, or a band captain, or a field commander, or assistant drum major, or co-drum major, or whatever other type of drum major you have, or band captain, or other high form of leadership, band president, band, I don't know, something, band secretary of the band director, I don't know. You are always going to be stressed out. Always. Always. There was a practice we had, and it was a late practice. It started at, 3, and it didn't end until about 9 o'clock in the morning, right? And everything was going fine for the band. The band was having fantastic practice. But the other drum major and I were really, really irritated and annoyed and fed up and just stressed out, overwhelmed, because everything that we'd been doing had gotten changed that day, and it was the day before our competition. Everything that we had done was changed. Everything. And we were getting yelled at a lot, and we couldn't take it. We were so stressed out, and I mean, we were already stressed because we had a competition, and it was one of our first competitions. Actually, I think it was our first competition, so we were scared about that, and just, typical personal stress in school, and then on top of that, band. So we both got off of our podiums. I mean, we were both on the same podium because we were taking turns conducting the band because we both needed to breathe, basically. But we both got off of our podiums and walked away from the band, which was in the middle of the field. I mean, we went into the middle of the field, like sat on the 50, and cried. Right there. Cried. As pathetic as that sounds, we cried. The band couldn't see us or anything, so it was fine, but, I mean, you get really stressed out. Very, very stressed out, and you have to learn how to handle it. You cannot let your band see you like that. Because the second your band sees you at your weakest point, they don't take you seriously anymore. They really don't. They can view you as weak, and they try to take advantage of you. Don't let them see you at your weakest point. Don't let them see you cry. Don't let them see you get angry. Don't let them see that. They cannot see that at all. Lots of questions. You get a lot of questions. I mean, people will always ask you questions. Oh, what is this dynamic marking? What is this fingering? What is this, I don't know, time signature? I've never seen 7/8 before. I've never seen 6/17 before, even though it doesn't exist. But I mean, I've never seen 132 over 47. I mean, like that would, oh god, that'd be weird. 130, oh, that doesn't even exist either. But I mean, you get questions all the time, and you just have to learn to be nice about them. I mean, you may get this the same question asked 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. You just have to learn how to handle it. I mean, don't be mean. Don't be like, I've gotten this question 72 freaking times, and da-da-da-da, and I already told them. Like, if you're a drum major and you keep getting the same question, just call the band to attention and address it. Or if you're a section leader, go to your drum major and say, hey, I've gotten this question 50 times by people, can you call the band to attention and answer it? I mean, it's so simple. Call the band to attention, say, hey, guys, remember practice is at 3:30. If people have been asking, just reminding them. You know. Always repeat yourself twice. You're held to a higher standard. Okay, so you've gone through the process of leadership, getting a leadership position, you've put out applications, you've gotten stuff signed by other teachers as forms of requirement or whatever, or recommendation. You've written essays, 2 essays, 3 essays, 4 essays, depending on how many leadership positions you went for. You've gone through auditions, you've conducted in front of someone you knew, your band director, your instructor, your past drum major. You conducted in front of someone you didn't know. You conducted in front of your band. You've gone through everything. You went to the band banquet and had your name called by your band director or your past drum major or band captain or some other instructor. Or you saw that your name was written on a piece of paper. Or you had your name called out in class. You're on leadership. You've made the leadership team. You've made section leader. You've made captain. You've made drum major. You're it. You made it. Congratulations. Now your life will suck. You're now put on a pedestal. You're all the way up here. You see this? Oh, I can't see my hand. You're all the way up here. Right? You're up there. You made it. Great. Now what? You're expected to be Barbie. You are Barbie. That is what you are. You are Barbie. You're perfect. You're expected to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect. You're human. You are going to make mistakes. You're going to make a ton of mistakes, especially if it's your first year in leadership. You are going to be, I don't know, no matter how wonderful of a leader you are, no matter how wonderful of a section leader you are, no matter how wonderful of a captain you are, no matter how wonderful of a drum major you are going to make one mistake, at least one. You are not perfect. You're expected to be perfect, but you're not perfect. You're far from it, right? But you're still held to a higher standard. If you mess up, it means so much more than a freshman messing up. You've done this for years. You accidentally step off on your right foot and you get called out for it. Why did you step off on your right foot? You're a section leader. You're a captain. Why did you do that? Never make the same mistake twice. You can make a mistake. Just don't make the same mistake twice. That's bad. Even with being held to a higher standard, you're expected to have all of your music memorized before your entire section. You are expected to know all 12 major scales and minor scales and blues scales and swing scales and jazz scales and pink scales and purple scales, and you're expected to know everything. You are supposed to be perfect. You are Barbie. You are the band Barbie. That is what you are. It really takes its toll on you, and you get extremely overwhelmed. You really do. You will hate your life. Yeah, I mean, you won't really hate yourself, but it'll suck. It really will. It'll suck really bad. It's going to take a bit for everything to calm down and for you to learn how people work and how to work with others. And you'll quickly learn people's strengths and their weaknesses. Quick. Very, very quick. You will learn your strengths and your weaknesses if you didn't know them already before. And sometimes you'll hate it. You'll learn that you can't work with certain people, or that you work really, really well with certain people. But you're still going to have to work with those people that you don't work well with. You're going to have to learn how to work with people that you don't work well with. And it sucks. It sucks working with someone that you don't like. It sucks working with someone that you don't get along with. It sucks working with someone who's lazy or dishonest, or someone that, well, I guess working with dishonesty is someone that you can't trust. It sucks working with someone who isn't dedicated. It sucks working with someone who isn't motivated. It sucks. And there are people like that on leadership, and you have to learn how to work with them. You do. Because if you don't, you fail. Your band fails. Your entire band will fall apart. Whether they're the worst leader or the best leader, you still have to work with them. And you have to work with them, and you have to make it work, and you have to work with them. Because if you don't, your band will fail. It'll fall apart completely. If leadership doesn't work well together, your entire band will fail. Entire band. Everything. It'll show in your scores. It'll show on the field. It'll show in the people who are going for leadership the next year. They will see how leadership works. And you pass down everything that you do to them, to the underclassmen. If you're upperclassmen and you're on leadership, you pass down everything that you do to the people in your section or the people that you take care of, whether you're a captain, a drum major, or a section leader. You pass down everything.